This is online journalism. My name is Xavier with an X, and today we're going to talk about how to film for the editor. How do we film in a way that it's easy for the editor to put together our news report, okay? So this is lesson number 8 of our online course. So let's go and action! The editing room is basic if you want to get your news ready. And this is for all sorts of media. Cable, internet, and even a big broadcast station. So you have to go with your news, with your material, with your recordings to the editing room. And if you are not ready and have everything the easiest way possible for the editor, you're going to grow a bad reputation. And if you have a bad reputation with editors, you're going to have big problems because probably they'll leave you like the last in line of the reporters. And if you have a good reputation, they're going to prefer you and probably accept you because they know it's going to be very easy to edit your jobs, okay? So this is very, very important to have a good reputation with the editors. Everything ready, fast, easy to do. Okay, so in order to have everything ready, you have to have a mental outline of the job you're covering that morning or that day. Let's say that you're on your way to cover a news report on recycling. So on the way to that recycling center, you have an idea of what the normal possibilities of a news report there. So let's do a little graphic thing here. First of all, you know you're going to make a stand-up. Doesn't mean you're going to make it at the beginning, but you are going to make a stand-up. Let's put a little triangle here. That's the opening stand-up. Then you're going to have, like general shots of the recycling facility, the trucks coming in, pouring the things, material, glass, cardboard, plastic, whatever. And they selected, put it here and there. And so I'm going to make just a little square thing. So it has, the trucks, the materials, the people sorting, maybe a belt that takes them elsewhere. And then they kind of make this, I don't know how they call it, they just crush everything together and with little packs so they can ship it to the different companies that use that recycled material. Okay, so this is like the general shots of the facility. Then probably you need to interview the guy in charge or the lady in charge. Let's make a little circle. Not more than 5 minutes. This is just a general news report, not an in-depth interview or anything. 5 minutes is more than enough because anyway, you're going to use maybe 1 minute. I mean, the whole report is like at the most 2 or 3 minutes. I mean, 3 minutes is a lot. So probably you will use like 30 seconds or 60 seconds, maybe in 1 or 2 sound bites. So more than 5 minutes doesn't make any sense to record. Let's say that then you need some shots of what we say the economic results of the facility. So that can be, if you are lucky and you have maybe checks coming in from the guy that buy the recycled material, or the accountant of the recycling plant showing some numbers, or maybe just these, I don't know what's the name, like these big packages that they crush together, very tightly, and those things going out in the to the guys who buy them. Okay, and another thing you can do is some interviews of the people that work in the recycling plant. Normally, recycling plants use very low educated people to work. I mean, because it's just very simple, you know, you just put plastic here, cardboard there, you know, glass, blah, blah, blah. So most of these at least in Latin America, they use a lot of uneducated and unmarried women that need jobs and are not qualified for anything else. So it gives them an opportunity to work, and probably in the States also you have like low-class citizens doing this kind of job. But that's interesting because that gives them an opportunity to work. Otherwise they wouldn't have. So let's interview, let's say 3 workers, very short interviews, you know, very little. And at the end, I don't know if it won't show. Yeah, it's out of frame. So I'll put it here. The final roundup. The final roundup, and that is the closing statement of the journalist. Okay. So this is like the little mental outline you do when you're coming, and that is what you need to do. To have your mindset and your camera's mindset, cameraman's or camera lady mindset, organized that way. I mean, that is the plan. You can change it, but that is the plan. So let's get rid of this thing. And the second thing you need to do is to film in groups. So it's going to be easy for the editor to put everything together. What do I mean when I say film in groups? So let's say that there's a truck coming in with recycling material. So you have here the truck coming in. Brrr. Okay, so you make a wide shot of the truck coming in. And then you do, immediately after that, the different close-ups of the unloading of the truck. So you do taking out the things, and then like the process, like the normal process. So you don't film like everything mixed up. You don't have a wide shot of the truck and then you go to the end of the facility and shoot the guy sorting, and then come back and make a close-up of the truck. I mean, everything has to be, you know, like truck here, main shot of the truck, details of the truck, interesting things of the truck. Okay, now you go to the next topic. The guy is taking the material to the sorting segment. The guy is sorting. When the guy is sorting, a general shot of the sorting department, and then taking plastic and taking paper and taking glass and all the different details, all the close-ups. So everything is like in bundles. Okay, that's what I call shooting in groups, to film in little groups. Then maybe the belts that take the material already sorted to different packages. And then when they, I don't know the name of these things, but there's an equipment normally in these facilities that crush everything together so it won't take so much space. You know, like empty plastic bottles are full of air, so they just go like this, and they make it little bundles or tin cans and everything. So you go to that department and take all the whatever you need, a wide shot, details, this and that, maybe a close-up of the bottle of plastic that goes like this. Everything, how they tie the bundles, how they take the bundles out of the machine. Okay, so everything in little groups. When you do the interview, you would do it in the same environment, you know, with not in a very loud, not near the loud machines, but in the background. It's nice to see the environment where the people work. So you're going to have, you know, those interviews over there, And if you can do the interviews together, it's much better. Why? Because you have to take out the microphones. Normally, maybe if it's a lavalier, or if it's a boom and cane, whatever you're using, you should try to put all the interviews together. It saves time, and time is money, okay? So you interview the main guy, interview the workers, you know, the workers are very short, you know. What does this mean to you? Do you work by hour? Does this help your family? Blah, 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 very short, tuk, 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 tuk. But then you, after you do the interview segment, you just take the microphones away, and that's it. I mean, it's like the moment, it will be the moment when you use microphones. So then you just take them out of the box and put them away again. You're not going to go with the microphones all over the place, and sometimes you may even lose a microphone, and you don't have enough hands. That depends on the size of your crew. But if your crew is one, that means you don't have a lot of hands. Okay, then you have to worry about illustrating the profit section of the facility. Well, how would you do that? Well, maybe, as I said before, maybe the accounting department, maybe a check coming in, or if you don't have that, the final products leaving the facility to the guys that can use that recycling material for their products, you know, the plastic factory or the glass factory or whatever. So that way you have like the main elements. Now you need the stand-ups. The beginning is stand-up and the end is stand-up. The beginning, it's just like a general thing. And if you are working in a news station where the guy in the studio is going to say the title, be careful not to say the same thing that he is saying, because it sounds really ugly. I mean, the guy in the studio says, we're going to the recycling facility, and then you appear on camera and you say, here we are at the recycling facility. It's very stupid. So, but if you're web reporting, where you don't have nobody in a studio, then you do have to give the whole idea. So that you can do at the beginning if you want. I prefer to do everything at the end. I think it's easier. Do the opening shot, the opening's on-camera shot, and the closing. And the closing is very important, because the closing is what people remember. Okay? The final thing, I mean, you give them like a tour, and then they expect to have like a roundup. That's why we call it a roundup at the end, telling them the most important and interesting thing is this and that. So you take the most important thing that you probably didn't know before you went there, and you make the closing statements. And after you give that idea, which is like makes them think, try to always make people think. Okay? You make a pause, because a pause is part of the language. Pause can create excitement, can create a sense of thinking. So you say what you have to say, this facility, blah, 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 wakity wak. Pause. My name is such and such from the recycling facility. So that pause is part of the language. Don't eat the pauses. Okay, you have to make a pause as when you talk normally. It gives it excitement, it gives it a feeling of realistic communication, okay? Some of the bigger broadcast stations have a proper sound booth, a professional sound booth, but probably in a community television or a small cable facility, they don't have a professional sound booth. So, and if you're working at home, probably you don't. So please, please don't get into the closet. Don't lock yourself up in the tub and try to do the narration. No, it will sound horrible, absolutely disgusting, absolutely different from what you were doing the interviews, the stand-ups. It will be like terrible, terrible. So I have an alternative. And the alternative is to narrate at the same place you are doing the filming. So after you've done all the filming, now you have an idea of what you did, what you recorded, or then you talk to the camera guy and he will tell you. So let's say you got, the trucks coming in, the trucks downloading, the packages getting into the sorting facilities, the sorting, and the packs already compressed, and the guy selling the final product. Okay, so you have these bundles that you are going to narrate. So you can take your time and make a little handwritten thing. Why? Because remember that in television journalism, you don't need a lot of script. I mean, it's not, like you're going to have 5 pages. No, you are, for 2 or 3 minutes, you need like the most 1 page handwritten. Probably even half. Why? Because then you have the interviews, and you have the stand-ups, and you have a lot of things. So you don't need a lot. So you can even put, one idea for each paragraph, and more or less have all the narration ready. You can even record it paragraph by paragraph. Okay, so you are going to do it with the ambient sound, which will blend your offline narration with your online and with your interviews, okay? So it sounds crazy, but it's not so crazy. And you're going to get ready or arrive ready at the station or at your home or at your school or at your workplace with everything, all the materials, all the building blocks ready. So then you're going to be here and you press record to the camera. Try to speak as you're not reading. That's why I tried just to put an idea and I just make it up. So let's say I say trucks arriving. So I say, very, very simple. I say, oops. In the facility, in the recycling facility here at the west of the capital city, trucks arrive every day as soon as 5 a.m. That's first paragraph. Just have to put a period. I mean, complete paragraphs. That's the only rule. Second paragraph. Workers unload the recycling material to this facility built 10 years ago. It's important to take good, proper care of the recycling material because there may be glass and other things that can harm the workers. The recycling material is taken to the sorting department where they put the glass, the cardboard, and the paper and the tin cans. The next step is to take them to the compressing or packing or crushing, I don't know the name of these facilities. And then the last thing, economically this facility is producing $100,000 a week, whatever. So now you have, let's say, a group of paragraphs that you can easily cut and paste together in the editing room very easily, with the same style and with the same sound reference than the interviews and the stand-ups. You can take your time to do it. I mean, if you need an hour, I mean, just take an hour. Just sit in the car and prepare your and then you record it. But it's really going to be easy then, the next step in the editing room, because it will sound perfectly well. And a lot of community reporters don't have professional sound booths. So that's a way to do it, okay? Now, you have to do it right at the end of everything else, because if you wait too much, it may start raining, or maybe they close the facility for lunch, and the sound background will change dramatically. So that's the way to do it. This way, you will be filming for the editor and having everything as ready as possible to do the setup and the editing of the news. I hope you got the message. I hope I explained properly, and let's see you in the next lesson. Bye.